Yeah, that's right, guys. We're live here in front of United Illuminating. Let me just first tell you that even within the last hour, the air has changed. It feels very soupy here. And as we talk about this threat for severe weather, many of us might be having flashbacks to Tropical Storm Isaias of 1 year ago. But a lot has changed since then. Utility companies are now on a performance-driven system, meaning that they're going to be rewarded for good storm preparedness and penalized if they are not ready. Tuesday afternoon in Connecticut, the proverbial calm before the storm.
Sometimes if we're worried about power outages, we'll run the air conditioning a little bit cooler to keep the house cool.
Just kind of make sure I have everything that I need in case the power were to go out. Had a tree come through our roof one of the last big storms last year, so.
He's talking about Isaias, the tropical storm that left hundreds of thousands of Connecticut residents without power mid-pandemic in the 2020 summer heat, prompting a new law aimed at giving the state's regulatory body, PURA, tools to hold corporate utilities accountable.
We came up with a number of, like a whole list of activities and changes that both of the utilities should make to their emergency response plans. And actually, those changes were due to us on June 30th, and they're effective immediately in many cases.
Both Eversource and United Illuminating say they stand ready to respond to severe weather threats, beefing up crews, calling in reinforcements from surrounding states, proactively tree trimming, and reinforcing the grid with extra circuits.
We've been reviewing our updated processes and procedures and reaching out to local communities, answering their questions, and getting ready.
The intensity can be high with some damaging winds, especially with all the leaves on the trees right now.
The utilities have one eye on the local weather radar and another on Florida's panhandle, where Elsa threatens a turn toward New England.
The company's been monitoring Elsa since last week. That type of storm is very unpredictable right now.
This as Connecticut residents continue to swelter in the summer sun of persistent 90-degree temps that further strain the grid.
We hedge our bets. We bought a generator.
All right, and a bit of a breaking news update for you. We are, again, consistently monitoring those outage maps for Connecticut's utility companies, and we're just receiving word now that Connecticut's largest utility provider, Eversource, is reporting 3,200 outages in the state of Connecticut. We are right now working to identify where those outages are clustered. And by the way, if you would like to see our full unedited interview with PURA Chair Marissa Gillette and Eversource spokesperson Mitch Gross talking about storm preparedness, you can log on to our website, fox61.com, download our free Fox 61 News app, or head to our YouTube page. For now, we are live in front of UI in Orange. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.